Welcome to Beauty and the Biz. Discover how to grow your practice with effective cosmetic patient attraction, conversion, and retention advice from author, speaker, trainer, and cosmetic practice business and marketing coach, Catherine Maley, MBA.
Hello and welcome to Beauty and the Biz, where we talk about the business and marketing side of plastic surgery. I'm your host, Catherine Maley, author of Your Aesthetic Practice, What Your Patients Are Saying, and consultant to plastic surgeons to get them more patients and profits. Now, this episode of Beauty and the Biz is called Fix Your Follow-Up. You know how frustrating it is to spend a ton of money, staff time, and resources on internet marketing for new cosmetic patient leads, only to have those very leads come in as prospective patients and leave as prospective patients still. You can no longer afford to waste any more time or money on marketing if you're not converting these leads. It's too competitive, it's too crowded, and it's too expensive not to do everything within your control to convert these internet leads into paid procedures. Now here's a typical consultation scenario. You thought you had a great consultation with your prospective patient, Sarah. So Sarah had a good visit with you and your staff, and she asked lots of questions, and you had a good connection. At least you thought you did. But then you find out from your coordinator, Sarah ended up saying, I got to think about it. And she walked out the door. Now what? Maybe your staff emails or calls her and then they drop in the dead leads file. That's typically what happens. So you move on to the next consultation that you hope converts, and the cycle of waste continues. So let's back up. Why don't patients book? Since cosmetic rejuvenation is a very personal as well as emotional decision, there are all sorts of reasons why prospective patients don't book. Maybe they had other consultations lined up. Maybe they don't have a comfortable way to pay for it. Maybe they're confused about something you said, so now they're going to go back and research it more before deciding to move forward. Or maybe, just maybe, they received bad news that morning, or they got flack from their family when they told them about meeting with you, or a dozen other benign things could have happened that had nothing to do with you at all. It could have had everything to do with the patient's frame of mind at the time that prevented them from moving forward. The point is, people change, their moods change, their circumstances change, so you can never assume anything. So the question becomes, so what do you do when you can't convert consultations? Let's say you did everything right and now you're stuck because you don't know how or even if you should follow up for fear of looking as if you're chasing the patient. So here are 3 strategies to help you follow up professionally and close the procedure. Number 1, collapse time. Time is your enemy in the follow-up process. The more time that goes by without the prospective patient hearing from you, the more distant you become to them. The hottest they will ever be is when they are face-to-face with you. Once they leave your practice, you are out of sight, out of mind, unless you keep the conversation going. So, you want to collapse time by following up quickly, repeatedly, and often. That's how you differentiate yourself from your competitors who follow up weeks later or never. It always amazed me when I learned a practice sends one standard follow-up email days after the consult, then they wait another 30, 60 days. The hot lead is very cold by then, so no wonder they're never heard from again. Now here's number 2. Add a sense of urgency to your follow-up. Since it's human nature for prospective patients to put off making a big decision because they procrastinate, you want to counter with a sense of urgency to get the patient off the fence. So you want to give them compelling reasons to stop procrastinating. Here are a few. Your schedule's filling up quickly due to the demand for Dr. Smith, so book now or you'll have to wait. This works well because most patients hate to wait. Or here's another one. They can have surgery on a Wednesday, or I should say, if they can have surgery on a Wednesday next month, they can have a $500 price reduction on the OR fee. Or if they want it done before a wedding or before summer, they need to take into account not just the recovery time, because even though the downtime may be less than 7 days, they're still a bit limited in activity like swimming and dancing. So they'll want to get it done before this certain date. Or Or you could go with your prices are going up so you can grandfather them in at the current price as long as they put their deposit down now. There are many more. You should get together as a team and brainstorm what else can you do to add for that urgency. And then number 3, follow-up protocol. Just like you follow script protocol for surgery, develop a protocol to follow each and every time to follow up on revenue-generating consultations that didn't book yet. Otherwise, it's too easy to never get around to following up because there are a million other things to do. Protocol takes the emotion out of it and it becomes what you do automatically, no matter how busy you are. Now, here's an example of the protocol steps you can follow. Immediately text the patient thanking them for their time, then mail a thank you note that day. Then day 2, send an email thanking them and include a response to one of their objections. Day 3, call them to see if they're now ready to move forward since you addressed their objection. Day 5, email them social proof, including patient reviews, photos, testimonials of other patients just like them who had the procedures they want, so they see others have moved forward and are happy, and they'll be happy as well. And then day 7, call with our urgency update. For example, you want to look good for an event, so you must complete surgery by a certain date, and you only have 2 slots left. If none of that is working, continue to text or email them to keep in touch with announcements such as a special event or a promotion you're having, or even more social proof of other patients who had the same procedure they want. Then add them to your email list to stay in touch indefinitely so they remember you when they are ready to move forward. You need to customize these to your own practice and use them in your own standard protocol so you get comfortable telling the prospective patient why they need to make a decision now rather than later. The most successful cosmetic practices have systems in place to follow up quickly, strategically, and consistently. They spend a lot of time, money, and effort attracting prospective patients, so they do all they can to see it through to a yes. These fixture follow-up strategies pave the way for your staff to do all they can to confidently convert these valuable consultations. Now, if your staff needs help setting up their own protocol, check out my website where they can get the fixture follow-up module full of strategies, phone scripts, and examples of emails and texts to get the patient to a yes. Okay, that's it for this episode, and I hope you found it helpful. I sure would appreciate a review for Beauty and the Biz, and of course, please share this with colleagues and staff. And then if you've got any questions or feedback for me, please leave me a message on my website at CatherineMaley.com, or you can certainly DM me on Instagram at CatherineMaleyMBA. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll talk again soon.
We hope you found valuable insight on this episode of Beauty and the Biz. For more episodes, tools, and Catherine's free book, visit www.CatherineMaley.com. That's www.CatherineMaley.com. And be sure to subscribe to get the latest practice building strategies delivered to you. And don't forget to share this Beauty and the Biz podcast with your staff and colleagues.